and Smash doesn't get off the ground early, for Dplus, you are just simply going to have to hope that when you get to that late game, you're not behind, your scaling items are going to hit, your Ezreal's going to hit 2 items. So far up here on the top side, Shio's doing a pretty good job of keeping the CS at least, you know, decently even considering the matchup.
Yeah. Thinking for a play here on a VicLa, who just does not flash the shove. Now he's going to flash, but I don't know about that. Jarvan coming over, but way too late. First blood given up. 280 carries handshake across the rift. Lucid going to be spotted here. We got a wall coming in. Lucid in a bit of trouble. Kellin here first as well. There's just nowhere for Lucid to go. And the chains going to land here onto the Ezreal. Flash damage comes in from Smash. And now Smash, no flash. He's just dead. Nowhere to go. And you see that career trying to back, but there's no way they're going to let him go. And the second they got the Ezreal, the Yuumi is always just going to be tacked on. And eventually, VicLa takes him down. So 3 kills go the way of BNK on the bottom side of the map.
ShowMaker opts not to TP down. He TPs back to lane and is going to get some plate gold in return here with the Crystalline Overgrowth to proc. It's really just but may even cost them an additional farm here as they are looking for more.
Oh, the max range chain Smash is dead again. And Career, well, we just said it before, he is absolutely dead. They're just trying to give the kill over to Diable, but the arrow at least misses. And a double kill goes to Raptor. We got a TP coming in, though.
Yeah, this is a very greedy choice. Lucid's coming over as well. I don't know if they get anything from this. It's a bit slow.
Yeah, just a little bit slow. And, well, he's going to ult into the wall. And maybe, with the smash on Kellin, they will get him. So they at least get the support. But now Clear wins.
Clear doesn't actually even need to use his TP of that situation, but bit of a disaster. As
got the dragon at least.
That dragon will go over as Raptor, had to go back there. So that makes it a little bit better, and that will tie us up one apiece in terms of dragons. But the execution of this was incredibly risky. If Kellin gets away there, it's even worse. He did not have flash. But this Gnar, but specifically minions as well, really starts to add up how much you can get as ShowMaker looks to shove.
Trying for it. Remember, Diable does not have his flash. Shutdown goes in. ShowMaker gets away from the Jarvan for now, but Raptor comes in. VicLa's here as well. Big shove onto the 2 of them. And Career not able to get on in there onto Lucid, as Lucid going kind of crazy mode right now. Is going to have the cat on his back as well, but eventually does go down. And Career this time will waddle away.
I think it's worth there to get the last kill, and Career gets away this time. So as you mentioned, I think it ends up being fine. I think it's actually going to feel really nice for him to have that. And then he can proc it very easily as VicLa. No way, right?
Yeah, yes way. Talia really very much struggling into the Scion, and shove is going to miss. He gets axed down by Scion. Shio with the solo kill on a VicLa. And that's what's right now, especially before your Azir and Ezreal are online. And they don't have vision, they don't have control, they've fallen behind in this game. I feel like that's all kind of expected, and I think the right call is to kind of just let at least one Drake go over. Maybe you let a second one go over. Lucid is here, though, and they do want to fight this, actually, kind of. As ShowMaker's not here, this is going to be secured by Raptor, and Lucid, he's going to be walked into the pit. Now he doesn't have his flash. We got TP coming in, as DK are like, who cares about item spikes? We want to fight right now. And they don't even have a jungler anymore. Lucid about to go down. There he goes. As Smash as well being slowed up. There's the big ult into the wall. Catches 2 and make it 3 with the Yuumi. They take down Smash. And that's about all they're going to get as DK just waddle away as well.
There's been so much of this game that has been played by Dplus, almost as if, it's the Wadid principle, playing not to lose, or playing really like as if you have already lost in committing to this fight, going for the Hail Marys, another Hail Mary in a series of
Didn't have to do that.
And wasn't going to be able to do enough long-term damage, and that then the Ezreal would carry. The Ezreal doesn't have 2 items, like you said, and that was a bit of a flop for Dplus. It might have cost them the end of this game. Like, there was still an in, but now there's not.
Absolutely does feel that way, Wolf, as they're trying to punish Clear here. Might just be able to. No flash on him, and that will be a kill. A shutdown going over to ShowMaker. We got a big push in mid, though, as BNK looking to get a bunch back. They're also going to get some turret plates in top lane and really try to solidify this lead.
Yeah, it's a kill.
Part of it for DK, if there is a best part, is that you give a bunch of money over to one of your main carries in ShowMaker and hope that he can get a little bit of a snowball going himself and maybe carry a little bit later on, which is why
And BNK are looking to TP here to mid with Diable, who picks up his 3rd item as they are looking for Soul Point. And I just don't think Dplus should be anywhere near this.
Nice dodging here from Lucid as VicLa, once again, he is putting his face in it, has to flash away. We got a Scion going in. Kellin just going to flash out of the way, and that means that VicLa and Diable are in big trouble as the Scion is behind them. They do take down Lucid, though, and now the Scion alone is not able to do too much. Smash being bullied in the front line, gets taken out, and the damage and the wallets are too big for the side of BNK. Bait them into the fight, as VicLa says, I got him this time.
The draft here for Dplus certainly had its ins. Certainly they didn't fall behind with really little prio in this game with the draft they had. And from behind, when you're engaged...
They could be facing right now, when you got Talia and FEARX, I mean, it's really ridiculous. Even the flag and the karma, like, if BNK get the soul, I mean, the game is essentially over at this point with the 9,000 gold lead for BNK and the comp they have. But as you mentioned, maybe if we go another 15 minutes, we could make something of it, but instead it's just going to be Siwoo going down.
Siwoo trying to make a big play, but sadly will just come up empty-handed. I think they know, they have been playing as if, in some ways, that this game was only desperate attempts, like that's the only way back in, which I think is a pretty accurate assessment. It doesn't feel great when they don't work, but I think they're thinking more about game number 2 right now, Valdez.
Yeah. Not the closest one to start this one off, but I think we had an inkling when we saw the draft and then saw the way the beginning of the game did play out. And I think DK is definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board. They showed some signs of life in this game, but very quickly after that, it fell very quickly in favor of BNK. 11,000 gold here, the lead for BNK.
ShowMaker's farmed an incredible amount, does have a 20 CS lead over VicLa. He has the smallest gold deficit, and that will decrease as he grabs his bounty on the turret, but what does that necessarily mean? What does that translate?
Red Bull Baron power play, and then probably group up for that final Drake and try to end it there. It's still relatively early, right? It's only 26 minutes in, so they're really trying to get as much out of this as possible. The very, the dregs of the Red Bull Baron power play come in. They're going to utilize as much of that as possible to try to hit this turret. As Lucid is going to go, stacks up the Q. VicLa just flashes away. The Raptor goes very hardcore into that backline, immediately just dies. But look at Clear bouncing in the backline, takes them out. As BNK, FEARX, no fear. They dive the turrets, and they get a lot out of it. They didn't necessarily have to do that, but you know what? They're going to get the tower for their troubles.
Yeah, when Siwoo falls here, they should be able to actually chip away and take out this inhibitor as well, which would be the third and final, which would guarantee that dragon is all. But, I mean, I cannot even imagine a world where if BNK took their hands off the keyboard, Dplus could get the dragon with 3 inhibitors down.
They have to be, but that is the safer play, BNK. Maybe trying to make a statement and play with their waves while they can, at least. They have a lot of poke, right? So they can kind of just sit here and take the Hex Gates out if anything gets a little bit hairy. And Lucid's already half health. This is what I was talking about. Like, you have this Yumi, but you're dealing with so many fed poke champions. ShowMaker dodges everything. As now, Siwoo gonna go in and send it one last time. But Raptor surviving, gets in, flag and drags into the backline. Lucid creates a lot of space. The GA is popped, but I just think the wallets are too heavy at this point in the game. As down will go ShowMaker tries to make the play, and he does scoop up one, but that's only VicLa, and your nexus is exposed. BNK looking like the much stronger team here in game number 1, and they want to send a message as well with the last minutes of gameplay as they're trying to take all of them out, but they'll just take down the nexus and move ahead in the series 1-0.
127.